Chambers is a psychologist, entrepreneur, and the founder of Essentialise Workplace Wellbeing, an award-winning wellbeing and inclusion agency which specialises in measurable solutions for businesses. We spoke to Lee about what strategies are working for his clients and his advice on managing the wellbeing of hybrid workers. Can you tell us about your introduction to the workplace wellbeing industry?
Yeah, so a big part for me was looking at the previous experience that I'd had running a business, a variety of different qualifications and working in a number of different industries. And I suppose my fuel and my passion is my own personal interest in human performance, and for me, my own health and wellbeing challenges that I went through, and seeing a need within the sector to look at things from a more data orientated point of view to really be able to quantify the impact that good quality wellbeing interventions have, but also having an interest in how the environments play an impact in people's wellbeing and how they report that, but also what can be done from a business perspective to ensure that companies get the most out of the teams, really bring people together in cultures that are receptive and really help people to perform at a high level, because ultimately health behaviours do come down to the individuals, and yet a business can do so much to help them integrate those.
You've previously spoken about removing the fluffiness and moving to evidence-based strategies. How do you measure what's working for your clients?
Yeah, so it's very much a case of looking at that benchmark baseline data that they currently have and how they're utilising that, because we do have an understanding from a qualitative and quantitative perspective about what's happening within the workplace and what wellbeing strategy can actually deliver once it embeds and it's planned. So a lot of the work that we do involves around employer net promoter score, but we're now looking at ways we can add additional levels of data and measurement to that, because again, companies are looking for metrics to be able to attach the impact of the interventions that they do. And so often it's a company looking at their own KPIs around maybe sickness or absence, around performance, and really starting to decide what outcomes they want from wellbeing. Because with my clients, we get quite clear on what they want to achieve and then build a strategy to ensure that we can achieve that. If it's not hitting what it needs to, we can then look at what's working and what's not, remove what's not working and evolve what is to make sure it continues to be effective. And that goes across a whole wide variety of different aspects of wellbeing, from workplace environments all the way through to physical, mental and financial wellbeing.
You were voted in the top 50 BAME Entrepreneurs Under 50 in 2020. Can you tell us more about what this type of recognition means to you?
Yeah, so for me, I'm out to make a positive impact. I want to make a difference to businesses and the employees within them. And so much of that comes from my own journey, learning to walk again, struggling with my mental health. And that passion fuels me to get up every day and do the work that I do and run the business that's making a difference. Those moments of recognition, they are nice. I think for me, what I've started to realise is those give me a small opportunity to just pause and reflect on what I have achieved, but really compel me to keep going and building a business which is making a significant impact in the world. And sometimes that little bit of recognition, being in front of judges, having your, business and your own mission critiqued, I find that quite beneficial, because it allows me to see, the blind spots that I have, the things that and opportunities that my own business might be missing out on. But I think that probably the biggest thing is, when I think about that recognition, it's really powerful for me personally to be recognised alongside some people who I really respect and admire, and also to just have that little bit of validation in your business journey when you're so focused on hitting those next milestones and making a wider and bigger impact, that someone somewhere has decided that what you're doing is good and you should keep on doing it.
Do you have any advice for how employers can better manage the well-being of hybrid workers?
Yeah, so I definitely think we're in an interesting period at the minute. A lot of companies are trying to find that hybrid balance that works effectively for them as a business while being accommodating to the teams that they have. Obviously now we're looking, and we've realised over the last 2 years more than anything just how socially important office spaces are. But again, employees have been adaptable and flexible and acclimatised to a variety of different situations. So it's about how we find that harmony in terms of the built environments and spaces and offices that we do have. It's about looking, how can we utilise those best? How can we potentially repurpose different areas to give people that environmental need that they have. A lot more is being looked at in terms of neurodiversity and how that impacts spaces and places. And so many new avenues have opened up. It's a world full of opportunity at the moment. But I suppose from my perspective, when it comes to effective wellbeing and effective inclusion in businesses, it's about getting and opening up those spaces, really starting to see how you can do it strategically. So you have a plan of what you're doing, you know how to embed it, and you're able to change things and be dynamic and agile as you move, as you grow, as things evolve. And when we start to think about that from a wider perspective, there are a lot of opportunities there, but you knowing exactly what you want to achieve is the foundation of that, because that stops you going buying what's trendy and might not work, and it stops you being influenced into doing things that might not actually be what you need, because every different business has different challenges, different sectors have different needs, and one of the big things in our work is we tailor our workshops, we tailor our programs to your specific business and your specific sector, so that it actually speaks to the employees while actually being, accurate and understand what you're facing as a business. So we live in a world where people are wanting things more personalised, and it's making sure that what you buy in and what you invest in terms of wellbeing and inclusion really hits the spot for your team and really comes to your business with an understanding of what you're looking to achieve. Because at the end of the day, having an effective business brings effective wellbeing to the front.